Hey Flosstube, Danielle here. My pronouns are she, her, and today is August 18th, and it is the first clip of a new vlog. This is my channel where I talk about my cross-stitching, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back and your continued support. And if you are new here, I hope that you'll see something you like and stick around. So, when we concluded the last vlog, I was just about to start this piece, which is Plum Street Samplers' My Heart's Welcome. And as you can see, I've made really good progress on this. This is about 65% complete now. Basically, quote unquote, all I have left to do is fill in the windows and the door. But other than the fill in on the windows and the door, the house is completely done. And then I have to, for her, she's almost done, except there's like 2 stitches of white, one for a collar and one for a cuff, and then her skin, which is like a total of 6 stitches or something asinine like that. So she's almost done. And then all that's left after that is the plants and flowers. So those will be a little bit more fiddly because I can't color complete like I typically like to do, because that would be too much counting. So what I'll probably do is I'll put in all of the green, like the greenery first, and then each flower has got like a white outer and then a black inner and then a 1 spot of yellow. So those will be really kind of fiddly to do all those color changes. But I think by that point I'll be close enough to a finish that I'll be like, yeah, I'm ready to finish this, like power through the color changes. But yeah, so I've mainly been working on the house because I knew that the house would be like a bear, you know, to get through. And that is proving accurate. But when I first picked it up, I did about 20% on it, and then I put it down and I picked up the round robin piece, and then I did some work on the round robin piece and I put it down and I picked this up again, and I've added 40% to that 20%. So it is time to put this down and work on the round robin for a few days. So normally I do my check-ins like when I'm ready to completely put a piece down, but I think both this piece, like I want this piece to be a finish, and obviously my round robin piece has to be a finish for me. So I think these pieces I'm just gonna rotate until I'm finished with both of them, and then I'll move on to something else. So I just figured I would do sort of like a midway check-in, so that I didn't go like 20 days without without recording anything. And then I'm like, oh, well, here's your 1 clip. We're done. See you in a month. But yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna put this down for as long as I can stand to do the round robin, and then I'll pick it back up and keep working. So speaking of the round robin, I did get some decent progress in on the round robin. When y'all saw it last, I think I just had, so like these leaves are 2 colors, and I think I pretty much just had the 1 color in for this set, and like I didn't even have anything going on down here. So I completed those 2 sets of leaves. I mean, there's like a brown, vine that connects all the leaves and stuff, but I finished those, and then I did these 2 red colors along here, and that come all the way out to here, those little doodads, and then I don't remember what color that is, but I did that, which I think also ran down here. So I did some good progress on this. I think in one night I managed like 500 stitches on it. And it's getting a little easier now that the Q-snap is filling up more, and I can count to more places. I don't have to be so restricted on like, well, I can only use this color because that's the only place that I can count to. Or if, you know, I want to use this color, but like I can only do a few stitches and then I can't count anything else, so then I gotta change colors. Now I can do, there's like 3 colors right now that I could complete, so I think those are going to be my focus, because as I color complete those, it fills the Q-snap more, giving me more places to go to, making more colors completable, if that makes sense. So like I'm trying to color complete as best as possible, and so I'm going to focus on the ones that are most completable to make other colors completable as well. So yeah, this is the ink circles after the roses. I forgot fabric information. This is a 14 count ballet slipper by Fox and Rabbit. The Plum Street is on a 16 count, but I don't know what the fabric is. I think it's probably a Picture Plus, but I don't know. And that's unfortunate because the white shows up really well on it. But yeah, so this, I think I have about 1,100 stitches left on this one, and actually on the Plum Street one I have about just under 1,000 left. So they're both, like, between the two I have a little over 2,000 stitches to do, like 2,000 to 2,100, something like that. So, you know, it's still gonna be a good couple weeks. I'm kind of hoping this might be a stretch goal, but if I could get these both done by September 4th, I would like to, and I mean, I can do whatever I want, so I might do it anyways, even if these two aren't done. So September 4th, I would kind of like to pull out my What Remains Is Love, because September 4th will be the 10-year anniversary of my grandma's death, and I am stitching that piece in like honor of her, in remembrance of her. So I would like to pull that out, but I'm kind of hoping that these two pieces, and then, you know, get a little bit of work done on What Remains Is Love, will pretty much take me up till PNWSS, Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, which I believe I'm leaving for on Thursday the 14th of September, and I'll be there until Sunday the 17th. So yeah, like I'm hoping basically these two pieces and What Remains Is Love will be my next like 3 to 3.5 weeks worth of stitching, and then I don't know what I'll do for the 2 weeks between PNWSS and my birthday, but my birthday is September 29th, and I actually ordered all the Gloriana silk to start Hello from Liz Matthews, My Home in the Garden. So that is the stitchy plans for the foreseeable future, like literally for the next like 6 weeks. But yeah, so that's all I have for you in this clip of the vlog. I will check in with you soon. Bye. Hey everyone, Danielle here. It is Thursday, August 31st. I think that it's been about 2 weeks since my last clip, and y'all, I have so much to show you. Like, I have just been mostly active when I can't really film, so I have built up a lot to show you. So let's get started. However, like, let me preface this by saying that I'm pretty sure when I last left you 2 weeks ago, I had said, okay, I'm gonna switch to the round robin piece now. So yeah, that didn't happen until yesterday. Yes, so okay. First thing I did, wow, I love how bright this fabric is showing. So first of all, I was having a conversation and I was like, the need to stitch another Pride Quirky Quaker for a friend arose. So This is a new Pride Quirky Quaker by Darling and Whimsy Design. I did this on a 16 count Jessie fabric, so that's by Mislaid Pages. They ice dye their fabric, so it results in this like really cool modeling. There's some like just tiny splotches of pink in it, which I really love. And I used that Liver Dye LA, Taste the Rainbow Floss. I used a Dinky Dyes, which is called Opal. And when you look at it on the skein, it has all the 3 colors of the Trans Pride, but like I didn't feel like the pink was very good. So like I started with those hearts and they're very blue, and then you can see I got some white, but then it's almost like the pink came out very bluish or purplish. You can see like a couple stitches there that are pink, but then they kind of just like lean to purple back to blue. So I kind of intentionally fussy cut it when I came down to the bottom to get more white and pink, but I don't like it for Trans Pride colors. And then I used DMC 310, 169, B5200, and 3837, I think, is my purple for the ace flag. So this all just represents like a little bit of me, a little bit of them, and I'm gonna send this off to them unfinished, because I think that they might have something specific that they want to do with it. So yep. So I did that first. I was not feeling stitching on the round robin, so I was like, yep, let's do that first. Okay, so the next thing I did, because again I still did not want to stitch the round robin, was I stitched my small for Pinwis. So this is another Darling and Whimsy Design Quirky Quaker. I have not stitched the squirrel before, so this was my first time stitching the squirrel, and I love him so much that I'm definitely going to have to stitch him again. Although I do know that I know of at least one person, because they commented on my Instagram. I bet there are probably other people who are going to stitch this for Pinwis, and it would be lovely if I just get one back. That would be great. So I stitched this. I'm pretty sure that this is 16 count Bayou by Liver Dye LA. Pretty sure, but it was in my scrap drawer. There's a tag is long gone, no clue. And then so it's charted actually to have the green, and then to have the squirrel and the acorn bases be the same color, and then these corners and the acorn toppers be the darker brown. When I was looking for fancy floss, I really loved this color for the squirrel, but I didn't really think I wanted to do it for the acorn bottoms. I just thought it was a little too orangey for acorns. So, but I really liked it for the idea of it for the squirrel. So I pulled what the DMC was supposed to be for the squirrel / acorns, and I didn't like that color. But I had pulled the one that was supposed to be was 435. And when I was trying to pull that out, I happened to also pull out, no, was it supposed to be 434 and I pulled out 435? One way or the other. But I liked the other one better. It was a little darker. And then when I pulled the DMC for the topper, I was happy. I couldn't find something in my fancy floss that looked, warm, but still brown. Like a red brown, a warm red brown. Everything I could find that was dark brown was like, coffee brown, espresso brown, very dark brown. And I wanted it to have some orange in it. So, and I was happy with that DMC. So, and I think that DMC was 300. So yeah, this darker DMC is 300. This one, like I said, is either 435 or 434. The squirrel is a color in cotton, and this green is a color in cotton. And then I added PNWSS 23 at the bottom, and I'm going to be putting this in one of those little ornament thingies that I bought. I have the 4-inch size and 5-inch size now, but I think he'll go really perfectly in the 4-inch one because he's only about 3 inches without PNWSS. So 4 inches should be perfect. So I stitched those, and then I'll talk about it before I show my round robin, because I didn't stitch on the round robin until yesterday. But so those are 2 starts and finishes since I last spoke with you. So I think I talked about my plans to start My Home in the Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. And so this is my fabric. This is 32 count Jobelan by Bestitch Me, not another sampler. And part of why I decided to go with this start is because I already had the fabric, which is what is called for. The model was done on 36 count linen, but I was like, you know what? I have the called for colorway. I'm just gonna go for it. So since I spoke with y'all, I have kitted this up. So this has been a process, y'all. I called Acorns and Threads and I was like, hey, I need all these Glorianas. They had everything I needed except 2. There is some more on the back, which I'll talk about in a second. So they had everything I needed but 3 colors, not 2, 3. And so I was like, yep, even though I'm local-ish, I didn't know for sure that I was going to go to Whip Wednesday, and I was like, just go ahead and ship them to me. I don't want you guys to have to sit on them for 2 weeks, whatever. I didn't say any of that. I'm sure they would have been like, it's fine, we'll just hold them. But I just had them ship them. And because they didn't have 3 of the colors, I went searching online, and I found the other 3 colors at one shop, thankfully, so that really helped keep down the cost of, you know, all these like additional shipping charges. And so I do now have all the colors, but I've done a couple of things. So like, let's talk about it. So this color is the, that's like the roof of the house. It's like the black, it's kind of like the black color. It's charcoal. This color is like the stems of the trees. This is in the border. Now here's where we start to diverge. So this Inca Gold color, oh yeah, I was going to show you the model so that we can talk about it. Come on, I need you to flip back. No, okay, whatever. So here's the model. Beautiful, right? Just gorgeous. But like, what I want to show you, I'm going to zoom into a specific spot. I love this so much. It's so stunning. It's like almost 16,000 stitches. So this color right here is supposed to be Inca Gold. And I got this, and it's quite dark. And so that was my first indication. And this is coming off lighter because of the flash. Like, it's super dark in person. This was the first indication to me that like the saturation on this cover photo is like turned down. And I just wasn't loving this. And so I was like, okay, I think I need a different yellow. So when I was at Acorn yesterday, I picked up this yellow, which personally to me, like, I feel like that yellow is much, I know my camera is doing horrible things with the color right now, but like, I think that color is a much better yellow for the border. However, there are points in the chart, like right here, where both of the 2 yellows are stitched together. And I don't think that these 2 yellows, like once you separate strands out, will give you enough contrast. So I decided instead of making a straight substitution, I'm going to stitch the border with this, and then I'm going to use this when the two colors are stitched together. There's another spot where there's the beehive, and so I just don't think that those two colors are going to be enough of a difference like when they're stitched together. So when they're stitched together, it'll be these two right here, which is baby corn and Inca gold. But when it's like on its own, I'm probably going to use this one. So then these are like the bricky colors for the house. These three. This one reads super gray on the camera. Like in real life, there's more purple in it. It's this color, the K. I am hoping that when I pull the strands out and I'm just have two strands, the color is definitely going to be a little lighter. Then green for flowers and vines, green for flowers and vines. And then back here, because of course, so this bag, let me talk about this bag in a second, but this is the third green. And then, okay, let's talk about this color right here. This color right here, do you see that A? Do you see how that A looks like a baby blue? Do you see how that color does not look like a baby blue? And like this is the called for, even the DMC suggestion was 503, which I can recall 503 in my brain very easily because I bought this like big lot of floss and it has had so much 503 in it. It was definitely like for a full coverage piece because the stitcher had like 20 skeins of it. I know what 503 looks like, and so I was like, okay, this is clearly the intended floss. But when I look at the cover, I'm really drawn to having that like soft blue color and the soft purple, which I'm hoping will happen with the pigeon. So I went ahead when I was at Acorns. I'm not going to use this color at all, and I'm going to use this color instead. So yeah, and then these are just the extra skeins. I need an extra skein of this blue, which is the border. I needed an extra skein of this when this was going to be the border. I don't think I will now that it's not the border. And then now that this is the border, I have a second skein of it. But the reason why I'm not like quite fully done being kitted is because so this bag, which has 20 slots and I thought would work for me, isn't going to work. So this is a Bags Plus. I've never really been a Bags Plus user because I'm not a bobbin user. However, I decided for this project that I would treat myself to the Adam Hart thread bobbins. So with these, you can put your floss, hold on. You put your floss on this. So this hole right here is for your ring. This hole right here is for your skein. This hole here is for your little extra bits. My camera is doing crazy things with color. Now you could just wind your floss on here like a regular bobbin. They have got the slits for that. But you can load your floss like a floss drop and then you just wrap the floss around the bobbin and it sticks in a bobbin holder. And I decided that I wanted, but I figured the only reason to have a floss drop bobbin is to put the bobbin in a space specifically meant for bobbins. And so I was like, let me buy this bobbin holder, which I already had two, but the two I had were only 12 pockets and I needed, well, now 14. It was 13, but now it's 14. So I bought this 20 pocket bobbin holder, but you might be like looking at this going, you only have 12 colors in there, and it looks full, so what the what? Well, sorry, I guess, I'm sorry, it's okay. It's okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, you say hi to Flosstube? You say hi to Flosstube? I'm sorry, I dropped my thing, I'm sorry. So if you look at this, you can see that like I did every other row basically. And if you look at the construction of it, the next pocket like starts, I don't want to take anything out. I'm not taking anything out. Okay, there we go. You see how this bobbin is shoved down past the start of the next bobbin? Like there's no way that you can get a bobbin, especially because these are thicker. Now, I know if you're just using plastic cardboard ones from DMC, they're gonna be a little thinner, but I still don't think that it would be comfortable to shove another bobbin down into this pocket when this bobbin is already sort of in that pocket space. So I just personally think that the design of these should be, you know, this should be a little taller so that each pocket has its own space. Because I had to go every other. And doing every other, that meant I didn't have enough pockets for all 14 colors. So I have another bag coming, and then I'll move them to that bag, and then this will finally be fully kitted up. But I'm pretty happy with the changes I made. I think the only other color really throwing me off is this dark. Let me show you what it looks like on the cover photo. Let's see, where's the darkest one? There's the darkest one there. And I just think it looks a little, again, the saturation is a little low. So I don't know about it, but like when I look at all three together, as far as what will happen with the house, I like it. So it's just, I feel like it's a little dark. I feel like this one's a little dark, but I'm hoping, like I said, that, you know, when you just have one or two strands, it kind of lightens up. But yeah, so this is my birthday start. My birthday is in 4 weeks, like 4 weeks and 2 days, something like that. So yeah, that's what I'm starting on my birthday. So then finally, I finished that little squirrel last week, but then I went to the beach. And so I did not stitch for a few days. I came back from the beach and had to go to the dentist to have a tooth pulled out of my mouth. So I had just been like tired and not feeling the greatest. And my like washing machine decided to break down. And so it's just been a whole, it's been a week, and it's only, well, now it's Thursday, but like for me it's Wednesday. So I went to Acorns and Threads for Whip Wednesday, which is the last Wednesday of the month. And I brought the round robin with me, and I added about 300 stitches. So what I did was I worked this leaf, this leaf here, these two, and then I started adding this color is called Nutmeg, and I added, which ones did I add? I know I added the nutmeg color on here, and then I came down here and started it. And so like I just have to, there's only like 57 more stitches for this color. I think it goes here, like these two little motifs repeat right here. There's a little one right here, and it must be somewhere else up here somewhere. But yeah, so I'm trying to color complete now as best as I can. I think I have around 800 stitches left. So I want to, I'm hoping that I could get down to maybe like 300 stitches left. I don't know. I know I'm going to take the piece to PNWSS because Michelle from Bendy Stitchy wants us, anybody who's participating in the round robin who's going to be at PNWSS, to bring our round robin pieces, and maybe we could get a group photo with Tracy Horner from Ink Circles, who's going to be there. But yeah, so I know I'm going to take it to PNWSS. I don't know if I still want to be stitching on it at PNWSS. I would like to be done. Honestly, I have just so many other things that I would rather be doing than stitching on this. Like I said, in a few days is like I said in the last clip, the anniversary of my grandma's death is in a few days, so I'd like to pull out my Blackbird Designs What Remains Is Love and put in a few stitches on that. And I have, you know, I'd like to pick an older whip and get some progress on an older whip. I just don't know which whip yet. And then I have my birthday start in 4 weeks. So this needs to be shipped in a month. So I would like to take it to Pinwist, get the picture, and then immediately be like, be gone, get out of my house. So yeah, so that's what I've been working on the past couple weeks. It hasn't been a lot of stitching, as you can see, the 300 stitches here, and then the 2 Quirky Quakers. That's what I've done since I recorded last. But all right, that's gonna be it for this clip. I think that what I'm probably gonna do is film a clip right before Pinwist, and then try to get this up before I go to Pinwist. So this should be up hopefully by September 15th, because that's the first day of Pinwist. So, you know, I'll probably record like around the 10th or 11th or something like that, and then get it up by Pinwist, and then that way Pinwist can maybe be its own vlog. Depends on how much content I have to film at Pinwist, but Pinwist will either be its own vlog or the start of a new vlog. So, all right, I'll let you go for now, and I'll see you in the next clip. Bye. Haha, just kidding. So let me show you. I don't normally talk about haul. I really enjoy seeing other people's haul, but I just don't really like filming it for myself. But I have to show you what I got today / yesterday at Acorns and Threads. So, at the Stitch group, Janine had all these boxes and bags and laid out, and basically what had happened was there was a stitcher who was really prolific stitcher and in the Acorns community for like years and years and years, and she died, and her family basically boxed up all of her stash, and which included like whips and finished pieces and stuff, and said, Janine, please please just give all this away to other stitchers. And I thought that was just like so generous of them. I mean, I understand they probably, like, if they don't have an understanding of what any of it is, then it's probably a really big headache for them to try to sell it or even to try to give it away themselves. And if you know somebody who is in the cross stitch, you know, world, then it's like, here, just take this, please. So I wanted to show you what I got, because like these first couple things, like, but the thing on the bottom, like, I just about died. So I picked up this Ultimate Cross Stitch collection of Disney projects, and they're really cute. Like, I don't know that I will ever stitch anything out of here, but like, I do have a Disney obsessed friend, so that's sort of what I had. And there's some that are kind of small, like that Pluto one. How cute is that Pluto one? The gang's all here. That's cute. There was like, see, like, I don't think I would do like a big Mickey. They have like ornament, so like little ornaments, and like the little squares are cute. I think I could handle those. Goofy at the beach, that's really cute. Daisy in the rain. Daisy and Donald in the little canoe. So there's like a couple. They have like, I really like the little Christmas ones. I could foresee stitching a Christmas ornament. Mickey and Minnie in the sleigh with Pluto. Like, they're really cute. And like, owning anything Disney cross stitch is kind of a big deal, because, you know, that's not really a thing anymore. So yeah, that's those are the projects in that. And then there was some finishes or like partially finished stuff, but I saw this, and this looks to be finished to me, and it says, "You're always there when needed, loving, loyal, and true. One could never find a canine friend more faithful than you." And I might like stitch in the names of some dogs that I've had. Like I could do some back stitch names here. I could do them up the side. Yeah, so I was like, that's too sweet. I gotta take that with me. And then this one, she did a lot of hardanger. And so this one isn't actually quite done. But so like this, I thought this was really pretty, and it's soft. I think she did it with silk. And then like you can see the like stretching. And this is supposed to be stretched too, but she didn't finish it. But Janine was like, you could just throw initials in there and then call it done. Because like it looks done. I just have to, there's some thread on the back from here that I need to like figure out how to clip off. I don't know how to, because it's part of the hardinger. So I don't know how to do that. But then, like I said, I could just throw my initials in here, but I just thought this was really pretty. And then this like back stitch floral stuff going on down here. But here is what, this is like the whole reason I'm even filming this. Oh, and look how sparkly that thread is in the middle. So I was looking through the bin that was like clearly whips, and I saw this and I was like, oh, that's a Glendon Place. And I really like Glendon Place. And I had looked at these, like I bought the hibiscus mandala. So it's the same concept, but it's hibiscuses. These are birds of paradise. And they're really pretty. And I even remember thinking at the time, like, that is really pretty, but I don't think that I love it enough to stitch it. You know, because like, you got to be discerning with your stitching. And like, if you don't really love it, you're not gonna stitch it. And then when I saw how much was done on this whip, I was like, all right, I have to finish it. She did all of the actual crosses, all of the actual stitching. The only stuff that is not done is the beads. So like, look at it. It's so gorgeous. This border is gorgeous. These hummingbirds, these flowers, it's all done in silk. The floss is still all here, even though she was done with the floss. This linen, I'm not normally a linen stitcher, but these holes look, my camera won't focus. There we go. But the holes look nice and big. Like I can see them. It's so beautiful. So like you can see from the chart, the center stuff here in between the leaves and the center thing, and then in between these leaves, and then in the border, like in between the border. So that's all beads. And that's all that's missing is beads. So I was like, yeah, I'm taking it and I'm gonna finish it. Like it's just, that's just really beautiful. So this was a big score. I was like, that's really awesome. And like having kitted a project like this, I know how expensive this project is. Like it's all dinky dyes and beads. It is not cheap. So I think it'll be really nice to finish this in her honor. He wants on my ottoman. Sir. So yeah, I had to show this. Like I said, I don't normally show haul, but I just had to show this. It's too beautiful not to show. So yeah, all right, now for real. See you in the next clip. Bye. Hey everyone, it is currently just barely Tuesday, September 5th. It's like 12:30 in the morning, and I have a bunch of stuff to show you. So first of all, I finished my round robin piece, and I was like so excited to put it away that I totally forgot to even film the Flosstube clip. So I finished this a couple days ago. And I wanted to show it to you all, ready to pass on to its last stitcher. Oh wait, that's the wrong way. Okay, there we go. Look at it. It's wrinkly. So it's really pretty. This is the Ink Circle's most magnificent round robin, hosted by Michelle Bendy Stitchy. And my partners are Mandy, who on Instagram is Stitching B82, another Michelle, who's Main Moose Mom Stitcher on Instagram, and Megan, who's Plexi Stitch, something like that. She's one of the Megans of the long distance stitchers on Flosstube. And this is a 14 count Fox and Rabbit ballet slipper. And I finished my quarter. I busted out almost 750 stitches in one night to finish this, and I'm really happy to be done with it. It was a lot of color changes, and that's not my jam. So I'm excited to be done and pass this on. And yeah, so that's done. And this project bag is actually, so this is Michelle's piece, and this is actually her project bag that she sent with her project. So I did that. And then the next thing I did was I fully finished my squirrel, my Quirky Quaker squirrel for Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, or PNWSS. I used one of these, I'm gonna write on the back, provided I remember. I used one of these wooden ornaments that I have showed you before. This is the 4-inch one. The squirrel, I think all the Quirky Quakers on 16 count or higher can fit into the 3-inch one, but because I added PNWSS, I needed 4 inches. And honestly, I kind of like having that little bit of extra space anyway. So he's done and ready to go to PNWSS. I'm so excited about that. So hold on, this next thing is gonna be, well, I gotta pull some stuff down first before I can get to the next thing. So then the next thing I had done was I worked on, for one night, I worked on my Heart's Welcome by Plum Street Sampler. Oh, there's still floss. I had hoped to finish the windows and the door, and all I ended up being able to do was I put in the black on this side of the windows, because basically I just had that side of the windows done, and then I did this much of the door, but like all the windows all have gold in them too. So I think it's still another couple hundred stitches to finish that off. And I would have kept working on it, except that I talked about how September 4th is the anniversary of my grandma's passing. It's been 10 years. And I, where's the dark blue? Hold on. Done. Oh wait, I'm not done with the dark blue. Never mind. So I'm working on Blackbird Designs, What Remains Is Love. And I started stitching this evening. So here's what I'd already had done. I had all this border, this heart, this house, these baskets and flowers, these two birds, which you can now tell are gone. And then, so I started stitching and I put in this bird, and I started this bird, and like, while I was stitching this bird, I was like, I'm not loving what's going on here. Hold on. I'm trying to make like a game time decision here about something. I don't like, so I did basically a full color conversion for this. I took inspiration from the cover photo, but the cover photo looks really different than the actual colors. And then there were still elements that I didn't like. Like, I don't like any of those greeny yellow colors in the birds in the house, in the baskets. Mainly what I like about this chart is I love the colors that What Remains is Love is done in. The basket to me looked light blue, so I wanted a light blue basket. And then my grandma's house was like a darker blue. And I liked the pinks, so like that color there, but that wasn't really pink. But I love the pinks, the reds, and then I liked what to me looked blue. So here, I'll show you kind of what I had been going with. So this is what I had. And then because I was lacking colors, so this is the blue for the house. And then this is the blue that I'm going to use for the basket. So the basket's going to be those two blues together. This color I'm only going to use for when I do her initials and her date of birth. And then this color is one of the greens that I was going with. That's the other green. It's feeling a little too dark to me right now. We'll see what I do. But then I needed colors for the birds because I couldn't really settle on like a 1-for-1 conversion where I thought, hey, that looks good as the greenery and it looks good as the bird, or that looks good as the petals and it looks good as the bird. So I had picked out these like jewel tone colors. And I'm just not loving how like everything is so like, I really love this. I love how like light and bright this green is and these pinks, and I do like these pinks together, like this red and pink together. I like that, but I'm not loving, you can see the green and purple in the basket. I already ripped out a lot of what else was there, but I'm just not, and I'm not sure that I'm in love with this green either for this. Like, I like it here. I don't think I like it with the pink. I'm gonna keep it as the grass, but I'm thinking I might rip out that green and put that in. And rip out, so I still need to rip out the two baskets. And then what I did is I went ahead and I was like, okay, well, if I'm not going to use these colors for these birds, then what the heck am I going to do? And also it's strange because like some of the birds do use other colors. Like some of the birds' feet are supposed to be what I'm basically using as this green. And I don't like it. I just don't like it. So I sat down with my floss colors and I picked out some different flosses that I think will go better with the color palette that I like about this. I don't know where exactly I'm going to use them. This is 4 colors, plus I also actually want to use the blue too. So this is technically 5 colors for birds, and I don't think I have that many symbols to replace, but so this should give me some options. And like, I like this for like beaks and feet. But I just think this will go a little bit better, I think. I am just not personally a fan of plugging in my own colors. Like if it's a 1-for-1 conversion, then that's fine. But I'm kind of sitting here having to like figure it out on the fly, and I don't like that. So yeah, my plan right now is to rip out those 2 baskets, probably rip out the green in that pot, Hopefully I can save the stitches. I don't know if I can, like the satin stitches. I don't know. I might have to rip out that entire plant and redo it. And then we'll just have to see how far I can get as far as restitching it. It makes me sad, but this piece is just really important to me. And so I want to make sure that it's done right. And then as far as future plans for it when I get there, which is, you know, be forever away, instead of 2020, it's going to say 1941 because that's the year she was born. And then you see how there's an A there? I'm going to find another spot. So to put both of her initials in, which would be JG. I think that so when she married my grandfather, she changed her name to be his last name. When they divorced, I was still very, very, very little when they divorced, like probably 5. She never legally changed her name back to her maiden name, but years later, many years later, and our family didn't find this out until after she passed away, she changed her middle name legally to be her maiden name. She was not born with a middle name, and so she legally changed her name to adopt her maiden name as her middle name. And I think that she would rather be known by her maiden name than by her married last name, even though she never changed it. So I'm gonna find another spot, probably between the peacock and the leaf, to put in a G, so it'll be JG. And then I want to take the 2 birds that are by the 2020. I'm hoping to be able to actually put in a small little cat and a small little dog. The cat needs to be light gray with black spots, and the dog, I want it to be a black dog, but hopefully it can be at least as close of a resemblance to a poodle as I can get in such a small space. I gotta actually figure out how much space is there. But obviously we're talking a long time before I get down there, because right now I'm in what I would call the top third. That's the middle third. Well, you know. Yeah, probably from the top of the big plant to the top of the basket, and then that would be the last third that I tackle. So I don't have to worry about that for a long time, but yeah. So sadly, I'm gonna have to pretty much spend my time ripping stuff out, but I think these colors make me a little happier. I feel like they play a little bit better with this green and this pink, and this is actually another shade of pink. It's hard to tell, but it is another shade of pink. And yeah, so sadly I'm gonna rip stitches out. I mean, it would be nice to still fill the Q-snap, which had been my goal before I decided to rip stuff out. There's basically bird, doodads, and then I think I can finish this plant. And then obviously the border still needs to come across some, and it needs to come down a little bit, although not really, because when I go to work on it again, well, this border needs to come down a little bit. But yeah, so that is the plan right now. We are 10 days away from PNWSS, actually 9 days, because I leave on the 14th, because I'm gonna check in the night before. So 9 days away from PNWSS, and that'll be a whole new vlog by that point. So yeah, I guess my next time that I check in, I'll be showing you how far I get on this. I may do some more work on my Heart's Welcome. So yeah, we will see, and I will see you in the next clip. Bye. Hey everyone, so I just wanted to show you this before I move the Q-snap, because I'm gonna move the Q-snap and then you won't be able to, you know, see all this when I show off when I'm done working on it. So yeah, I've filled the Q-snap, which I'm really happy with and proud of. Like, there's obviously some more room, you know, under there, but I can't get the full, there's like a basket and flower there, and I can't get the whole plant in. So I just decided that I would, you know, not start it so that I could just move the snap. But yeah, and like all that's over there is actually the border. I'm close to the corner, but I couldn't quite hit the corner. On that pink border, I'm like 3 peaks, I think, away from the border. But I'm really happy with these new colors that I picked. And I also like, so first I restitched these birds, and then I was redoing the baskets, and I knew that I wanted this tan brown color to be in the basket. But I was like, well, I don't know which other color to use yet. And as I started stitching it, I was like, you know what? I think I just want the basket to be brown. And I was like, but if I do that, because the original basket, the whole bottom was solid. The only holes are up in the top part. And I was like, I need to modify it if I'm gonna make it one color. So I did. And also, like, this doodad here is supposed to have a second color that goes just one stitch around the whole thing. I decided nope. And then same with this little doodad over here. It's actually supposed to be 2 colors. I was like, no. So I'm definitely getting drunk with power, as Janine McGowan says, of the Blue Flower. That's like one of her expressions is get drunk with power. And yeah, so I'm really happy with it so far. Like I said, I'm gonna move the Q-snap. I should move the Q-snap to the, you know, so that I can do the border to complete that side. But like, I gotta say, not really a fan of stitching this border. I think it's a beautiful border. I haven't really been a fan of stitching it. So instead of doing the border, I'm gonna come down here. There's a plant right here, and then it starts the words what remains, and then the big plant starts here. So I'm gonna start by moving the border and starting with this plant, and then we'll see how much further I go. Yeah, it's it's Friday, September 7th. I think my plans for the next week are to put in some more work on this, and then put in some more work on my Heart's Welcome. And then it'll be time for PNWSS. So, all right, see you in the next clip. Bye. Hey everyone. So it is currently 9 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, September 13th. And this is gonna be my last clip for this vlog. I lied. I had showed you the top part of the Q-snap because I was like, oh, you're not going to be able to see it next time. But I lied because I went ahead and I took it out of the Q-snap. So what I've stitched since I showed it to you is this plant, what remains, this whole big flower, and this basket that it's coming out of. So here's the original pattern. You can see I've made it all the way down to here. I know this border is starting to look a little dicey. Hold on, let me back this up a little bit. So I know this border is starting to look a tiny bit dicey, but I've counted. It's okay. It's okay. I only have 23 more stitches to come down. I think that I'm going to end up being right around this fold line right here for the bottom. So that still leaves me that much border. But yeah, I really went to town on this. I'm so happy with it. So again, so for this area, all I would have left would be border, this plant and basket right here, bird initial. I can probably get her other initial in. And then what I would have to do would be to go over here, do all this border, this plant, bird, is love. And then it's just peacock, bird, you know, finishing out this border, and then a whole line of birds and satin stitch down here in the ear. I really like, when I started working on this, I had about, I think it was high 2,200 stitches done. And I am now sitting at 4,309 stitches done. So I for sure added 2,000 stitches, but that was after I had to rip out between 400 and 500. So I actually did about 2,400, 2,500 stitches or so after I put them back in. So I'm really happy with that. If I could do that again, so if I'm being honest, I probably won't pick this back up until my grandma's birthday, which is January 17th. So this is probably going away for a good 4 months. But there's only 3,340 stitches left. So it might be a push or a stretch, but I might be able to finish this for her birthday, which would mean that I basically did the project in about a year. So that would make me really happy. I'm currently sitting at 56.3% done, and I can show you like how much I stitched every like calendar day. That day that says 6 stitches, that was the day I frogged. But yeah, so I did a lot of stitches on this bad boy. I kind of want to do more, but I'm not in the mood to do the border, which is the only thing that would be easy to do. The plant and basket that's right here, I got to count that off of the border. I mean, I could do the bird and the initial, but it's off the Q snap now, so it's not happening. As you can see, this is almost to the corner here, so like I think it's gonna come out to about here, I think. But basically after this is all border, so border. But yeah, really happy with it. Really happy I changed the colors that I wasn't liking. These birds are going to be kind of a pain in the butt because like all these birds are like, figure out your own colors out of the colors that I've picked. And I just don't like plugging in my own colors. I don't know why. It stresses me out, gives me anxiety. I don't know. I really don't. But yeah, so that's how she's looking. Obviously, it's a huge departure from the cover model, except for really the only color I kept the same is the color that is What Remains Is Love is stitched in. All the other colors are different from the cover model. But yeah, so I just wanted to show this to you before I put it away. I am packed for PNWSS. I recorded a little vlog clip for what I packed, and I'm gonna try like heck to get this up today or tomorrow. I'm really bad. I'm pretty good at filming the clips, really bad at throwing them all together and putting it on YouTube. But I want to get this up before I leave, and then I'm gonna film a bunch of clips for PNWSS, and then that should be a Flosstube extra when I get back, and then I'll start a new vlog. So you're probably gonna get 2 videos within the span of like a week, and then I'll probably be quiet for close to a month. Oh, but I want to do my whip parade. I think what I'll do is I'll plan my whip parade for my birthday, not like filming it, but to publish it on my birthday. So that'll be a good couple weeks, or maybe not quite 2 weeks, but I need to film that when I get back from PNWSS. But yeah, so all right, this vlog has gone on long enough, so I'm gonna let y'all go for now, And I'll see y'all in the next vlog. Bye!